training you how to calculate feed formula or formulating rations with the Pearson square formula. We have a method called Pearson square. Pearson square. So in that form, with that method, we are going to draw a square like this, a square here like this. Then we'll make sure you write the digestive group protein of the ingredients that you want to calculate, the grains that you want to calculate. Let say soybeans. The digestive group protein of soybeans is 45. Write it 45. Then let's say corn. The digestive group protein of corn is 10%. 10%. Here we write 45%. Then we are going to draw a line, a diagonal like this, a line like this. You draw the other one like this. Then the value that you want to calculate, you write it at the middle. Then maybe you are looking for 14% crude protein of the feed. Maybe the feed you want to calculate as 14% of protein that you want to calculate. Then you write 14 in the middle. 14%. You have 45% here, you have 10% here. So the next step you do is to this value of crude protein of soybeans, 45%, that is crude protein of soybeans, you subtract this one from it. That will give us, when you subtract 45 minus 14, the value will be 31. Then this 10%, in this process, just disregard any form of negative. Normally in mathematics, 10 minus 14 will give you minus 4. But in this calculation, this Pearson square, you don't write negative. Just subtract it, then you get 4 here. 4. It means 31 parts of corn will be used. 31 parts of corn. Part of corn. Then, yeah, as we all know, this one you get 4 at the top here. Then it means 4 parts of soybeans meal is what that's been needed. 4 parts of soybeans meal. I try to short it like that. 4 parts of soybeans meal will be needed. It's obtained. As I told you, you subtract this value 45. You subtract 14. Remove 14 from this one, from this 45. the value of the digestive crude protein of soybeans. You remove 14 from it, you get that one here. Then here, down here is the corn, your digestive crude protein of corn is 10%. Then when you remove the value at the middle from it, you get 4. Then you add up here. You have 4 at the top. You now add 31 here, making 35. Making 35. That's the total part. Total part. So, in order to make the square work, constantly there are 3 very important considerations. The value in the middle. The value in the middle of the square must be intermediate between the 2 values that are used on the left side of the square. The 2 values on the left side must be intermediate. Then, for example, we use 14% crude protein, that's what we needed to formulate that feed, has to be intermediate between the soybeans and that of the soybeans that has for this 45% and that of corn that has 10% crude protein. If barley is used, that has like 12%. If barley used crude protein, and corn that has 10% has 10% crude protein, the square calculation method will not work. It will not work. It will not work because the 14% is outside the range of the values on the left side of the square. Disregard any negative, like this one is supposed to be negative. In your mathematics, when you want to subtract 10 from, you want to subtract 10 from this, it's supposed to give you -4. But you have to disregard any negative number that are generated on the right side of the square. Be concerned only with the numerical difference between the nutrient requirements and the nutrient value. 3. Subtract the nutrient value from the nutritional requirement on the diagonal and arrive at the numerical value entitled parts. By summing those parts and divided by the total. You sum the parts and divided by the you divide it by the total. You can determine the percentage of the ration that each nutrient should represent in order to provide a specific nutrient level. So always subtract on the diagonal within the square in order to determine the parts, as we just did it here. Subtract, get it, subtract. Here you get this value. I hope you are getting that. Always subtract, as I've said. Always double check calculation to make sure that you did not have mathematical error. You can use your calculator to calculate it, so you do not make any error. It is also very important to work on a uniform basis. You can use 100. Use 100% dry matters basis. 100%. We are going to use 100% to calculate this thing. So 100% dry matter basis for this rate. Composition of ingredient and requirements, and then convert as a feed basis after the formulation is calculated. Corn represent 31 parts. As I said, corn represent corn now. Corn represent represent 31 parts. You now divide by 35. You divide it by the value, total value, means divided by 35. Yeah. So times 100. That's 100. That's how you get the value of the ratio of the corn. It means when you calculate that with your calculator, 31 over 35 times this, your answer, the calculator, your answer will be like 88.57%. So then your percent, that's for corn. So for soybeans, your soybeans, for soybeans, you have four. Remember, we have 4 here. So 4 over the total value that we have here. Total value is 35. Okay, remember that. So this one is for the corn. Represent this for the corn. This for the corn. So soybeans 4 over 35 times 1. That's 100. When you calculate that, it means when you calculate, let me calculate. So then the value will be 11.43%. That's the answer. Now check if the calculation is okay. You're going to check it. So how do you check that? So your value here is for the corn is 88.57. For soybeans is 11.43. Then next now right 88.57 AB corn now times the value. The value of corn from the value the digestive crude protein of corn is 10. Now times 10 percent crude protein. So when you calculate that, your answer will be 8.86. That's the value. Now to crochet that of soybeans, we have it's for soybeans 11.43 IB. That's for soybeans meal, soybeans meal times 45%. That 45% is the digestive crude protein of soybeans. When you calculate that, that's 11.43 IB of soybeans meal times 45% crude protein. So your answer will be 5.14. So you add up here to get whether you get the correct answer. So you add up here too. Yeah. So the mixture, it means here when you calculate here. So so you get 0, 0, 0, 0. So you get 100. So you get 100 AB mixture. So another IB mixture contains you add this one up too. So what do you get here when you add up 0, 0, 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 1 is 14. So you see, to cross check, it means you need the calculation is okay. Crude protein is 14%. To cross check whether the calculation is okay. That's how to go about it. You can go over it now. I believe you are with your jotter. So you draw the square. That's Python square method. Write your the value first. The value in the middle, the value, the protein. I mean, there is group protein that you want to determine. Maybe we want to formulate a fee, maybe like 14% crude protein. For example, write 14 here. Then your soybeans, the crude protein of soybeans is 45%. That of corn is 10%. So when you have to deduct 14 from 10. Normally this one should be the first number, but when you deduct 10, you say well, deduct 14 from this one, you're supposed to get minus 4. But in this calculation, you don't write minus, you just write 4 here. Then your 45% here, you have your 14 at the middle, you subtract. What you get is 31. You need 31 part of corn is what will be needed. Here, 4 part of soya beans meal is what will be needed. Then you add up the total. The total value is 35 here. That's the total value. Then you come to you now begin to calculate each ingredient. Like corn, we have corn here. So corn represent, it means corn here is 31 from the calculation here that we did. 31 over the total value that you get at the right side, that will be 35. 35 times 100. Always make sure you have a consistent number percentage. So let's use calculating 100 percentage using as a feed start content. Now at 8, when you calculate this one with your calculator, you get this value. Now when you get this value, so you come to the second one, that's soybeans. What is the value? The 4 part of soybeans that we have here is 4. 4 part of soybeans meal. Then that 4, you add it to the that of corn, you get 35. Now that 4 that you get that as your value of soybean meal, you divide it by the total value that you get at the right side of the square. That will be 35. 35 times 100, you get this value. That's 11.45%. Then you do this one in order to verify whether you are right with your calculation. You get the value. This is the value of the corn here. IB of the corn. So this is the total value. That's 88.151 IB corn times 10%. Why do you get the 10%? It means the digestive crude protein of corn is 10% now. Times 10, you get the value here. That's the value that you get here. So now 8.86. Then you come down to your soybeans. The percentage that you get here is soybeans. For soybeans, 11.43%. Then you bring it down. 11.43 IB of soybeans meal times 45%. That's the digestive crude protein of soybeans. Now you get this value here. This is being done just to cross check whether your calculation is right. So I now get 14% that initially put at the medium. So also you can, if you want to calculate maybe the feed ingredient that has crude digestive protein of let's say 22 for your starter, your broilers, you can do the same thing. So this is brought to you by Poultry Consult. So happy viewing.